Okay. Control X, Control C, stop. Heretic. Okay. Should I please for media? Okay, yeah. All right, so now we need to figure out. We can do the same thing here. This is actually something I think we can do. Does this support CSS animations? It doesn't support a lot yet. I think we can do this same idea here. Because this is still just a property. So these are the same thing, but they've got this. So let's see if we can write this instead of doing iter matches. Let's try and do I don't remember how this works. Dim tree sitter iter children node children node child iter children. Yeah, I think we want to iterate all over direct children child plus eventual field. Okay, so this should be, we can write ourselves a few, because this is just literally iterate over some declaration where it matches this, right? So let's do something like local fold declaration. I don't know. We need a node. We need a buff number. Might need a parser. We'll see. We'll say, well, we can do filter, I guess, or something. I don't know. Local result is this. We'll come back to this idea, but we should basically have param buff number. This is a node, param node, which is TS node. All right, so that should be fine. So we should be able to go for iter children, or can we just do, turn this down a little bit. Is it named children? Oh, name child. Okay, I see. We can go name child count. We can say local count is node named child count, like this, for I equals, ooh, is it 0? And it probably is. Yeah, 0 reference the first one. Okay, and we can say print node name child, something like this. This should hopefully work. Because I want to try doing this instead of this, where we can say fold declaration plugin config node, and we don't need the last thing right now. Node declaration node rule sets. Okay, so this should actually be inside of here. Oh, right, because this is, right. When we look at this is the whole node. Inspect tree here. So we have this block, we have a declaration. Oh yeah, okay, nice. That's a declaration. So that's good. We want to find all the ones that are declarations. So we want to go if node. Oh, let's go local child is here. We go if child type declaration end. Then we can do this. So let's try this. So we should just have one of them. Node declaration. Awesome. So this is all the declarations basically. So that's good, because what we want to find is we want to find all of these. This is just a lot simpler to write. We don't need to sort of pollute so many queries all over the place. We'll just iterate over these and find the basic ones. So like setup and depends. That's good. So now we need to know, is this, then we go and filter child. Okay. Yeah, so right now I want to try and do something where we say function node return node text. Oh, no, because now we need to check. Now we need to get this. What is this? This is the property name. Okay. Right, of a declaration. Whoops. Okay, right. That part's a little bit goofy from it here, but we can say local. Well, for right now, let's just not do any of this. Let's go to here, and we'll just do all of this hard coded inside of here, which is filter is function node end. We have. Well, okay, let's just not even do it this way. Let's go like here. We're just going to hard code it for a sec here. So let's go if child get TS node. What functions do we have? Next sibling, next name sibling, iter children, field, child. Child to give an index where 0 represents the first child. This is all we need to do because it should just be a declaration and then it always followed by a property name. Yo, C tier, 10 months. Thank you. Thanks for the sub. Type, symbol, named, missing, extra, changes, S expression, ID, tree, descendants for range, name descendants for range equals byte length. Okay, so I think let's go ahead and just do. Let's go ahead and say this is child from here. We can go if child named child. I think it's just 0. So this should also be local inspect tree. This is property name, right? So this should be property name is this. If property name name type not equals property name, then this end. Okay, we should be able to do property name. If property name and this. Okay, if child and this. What is going on with my Lua LSP? It's freaking out. So we can load CrowdStrike.css file. Yes, we'll all be able to. Okay, so we should get property name. Beautiful. Okay, so now that we have the property name, this should be property name, and we want this to be something like setup. Okay, so local property is Vim tree sitter get no text. Is that the right thing? That goes source. And property equals setup. Property setting up setup. Okay, beautiful. That we got one of them, right? So we have node negative property name setup. Okay, awesome. So now what we want to do is for all of these, we're looking for all of the children. Whoops. Oh, that's why this is open still. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why I was getting confused earlier. We want to get all of the children here that are inside this declaration. So it should just be all the string values. So the rest of them should just be string value. If I do something like this, and we say depends, and we say nothing, so it doesn't really matter. We'll just test this out for a sec. Then we should have 2 declarations. And if I also say mini.ai here, then so we need to check both of these options basically. So we have one property set up right here. That's great. We only get this. And then we need to basically collect all of the results here. Yeah, everyone's doing great, Limeoats. Yeah. Doing very, very good. Everybody's happy. Baby's doing great. Mommy's doing great. So yeah, it's good. Kids like the new baby. Very exciting stuff. Okay, so we have property name here. So this is the property. So then what are we going to do? If property name, if it's this, then we're going to go for the rest of the children. This child here, we're going to go for J is 0 to child name count end. We'll say, or 1, whoops, 1, because we want to skip this one. We'll say table insert result, evaluate this name child here. And then let's, when we go full declaration, let's go print folded vim inspect this. Oops. Yep. So now we can change this to be setup, and let's do depends, right? That's what we called it, depends. Yep. So this will be setup. This is depends. Filter, and property name is filter. Depends. Okay. Oh, oopsies. Nice, chat. Nice. Best wishes. Thanks, Shrimp. Yeah, it's been fun. It's just fun. No matter how many times you have a kiddo, I think it's exciting every time. It's very cool. How do you like Ghosty? I like it pretty well so far. Yeah, it seems good. Okay. Property name, setup, property name depends. We get trail space and here. Perfect, chat. Perfect. I'm doing great, Carve. What about you? Oh, we didn't pass parser here. Whoops. Full declaration. We need to pass parser here and parser here. So there we go. Mini.trailspace, mini.ai, nothing. Awesome. Okay, so this is basically we can get the setup from this instead, which is much nicer. This is just folding some declaration and getting all of the results inside of here. Game engine, no camel? No. It would be fun to come back to it. I don't know if we'll get to or not, though. We'll see. Have you used Kanagawa? I haven't, like, actually used it, but I've seen it, Bruno. Okay, so now what's nice is we don't have to do this anymore. We can just dap that out of existence. And we can say, okay, here's our setup. Local setup is this. And then we can go local depends is this. Oops. And then we can say setup. We can say add field depends is some string list as well. And then we don't have to do any of this. We can just say actually config setup and config depends like this. Have you ever heard of Paline? I don't think so. Bring back with Elixir. Nice. Elixir is great. Yeah, I really like it. Oh my goodness, chat, it like actually works. This is crazy. Paline Lang. Oh, it's some Lua alternative, right? Is that what it is? Sister language for Lua. I have heard of this. Okay, yeah, I have heard of it. Yep. I just saw your tweet about software books. Have you read Structure and Interpretation? I haven't actually read it. No, Sam. Is it good for just reading? I would have thought that you would want to do some typing as well. You can actually just go like this, I guess. It's good for just reading? Oh, okay, cool. Then I'll definitely think about it, yeah. So probably what we want to do instead, because this is going to get us each of the plugins. Oh my goodness. Local plugins. Table of string to fail when plugins pick like this. So we should really do something like this. Plugins config.name is equals config. And then we can do this. That would be good. Okay. One of the best books on comp site, even Uncle Bob recommended it to Prime. Yeah. Cool things you use with your current looter project. Oh, that's interesting, Carp. Yeah, I haven't looked at it in any sort of serious way. So we can do this. We can say print vim inspect this at the end right now. We won't actually load anything, but check that out, chat. So we've turned, right? We've turned the example file here, this guy, we've turned this section. So we don't know how to do this yet. That's okay. We haven't done this yet. Means like CSS is a backend. Yeah, we're doing CSS as a Neovim config thing for the memes and for fun. And also it's a cool project to explore tree sitter and do some other stuff like that as well, right? So we've turned this, right? So look, you've got its dependencies, its name, what things it needs to set up right here. Right, chat? Look at that. So now we just need to we need to figure out how we can do this. This is going to be more complicated. That's okay. We also need to decide if this is the exact syntax we want. We can also just remove this, and now you'll see, whoops. Whoopsies. If we execute this, now it doesn't have any dependencies. That's great. That is great. But what we do need to figure out is how are we going to start doing this? So let's decide if this is actually how we want to do this, chat. I can't think of any, we couldn't think of any better way to do key value pairs, like arbitrary key value pairs. Than this with like effectively, I guess, media query syntax. I don't really know what you call this. What is an at keyword? Because you can just do this and then we can make, like, it's kind of goofy, block. And it just says this is some post CSS statement. That's fine though. It doesn't really matter. Unless someone can think of a better way that's going to look nicer for this, chats. I don't think this will work, right? Like, this would be an error. Yeah. So we can think about how we want to do this. One thing I'm not sure I love is like how this, I guess it's kind of nice. Like this one is just a declaration. That looks good. This one is set up. You need to say what you're going to do. Oh, it's true, because you could have multiple setups inside of here, because you could also do setup like, you know, LSP config, and then you could have something inside of here. Okay, yeah, so that's actually good to do it this way. Does anyone have any other CSS tricks I can do that would make this less weird? The main problem is like I can't do this. This is an error, right? Like I can't make these be like a list of things. Like I can't have a new block here. So that's why I had to go with this post CSS strategy. Key maps, control H, false, control L. Okay, I see what you're saying. Oh, but this is not a valid this is not a valid name here. Like these aren't valid names. That was the other problem, is we need to allow like arbitrary characters for a bunch of things. Right? Like if we did this. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying I go like this, key maps, and we go something like false. We'll just delete these for let's try another option here. So you're saying let's try this. Let's go key maps like this. Oh, can I have this though? This won't work, right? Like these, I have too many characters that will scuff it, basically, right? So there's no way for me to make a bunch of things that are like good, that are good strings. This would work if you just had, you know, like, well, it doesn't even work for like leader and what up, Shadow?
Like, yes. Okay,
can you quote it?
My favorite.
I don't think so, right? Then it will do string value and a parenthesized value, which is not what we want, right? We want this to be like CSS res boot until at least Tuesday. Okay, well, come back tomorrow then, Limeoats. Come back tomorrow, have it booted and ready to go. Because the problem is, like, this, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to replicate this right here, this setup, right? So if you think about this, we have setup here, and then we have like a table, right? Trying to figure out how to set high DPI for Linux 4K usage on a window manager. Oh, interesting. I don't remember. I think I just said awesome.dpi equals a number, but I don't remember. It's been a while. So, right, so we're trying to figure out how can we do both of these. Does that make it a web framework? Web technologies. Web technologies. Okay, so that's the main problem though, right, Jay? You know what I'm saying? So like we could do... I don't really know. Like we could do something goofy where we say, you know, like, oh, this is key map, but this doesn't work. Dot key maps. Like I guess this almost works. But this will be, there's just like, the problem is a bunch of these are invalid, right? Like the kinds of things that we would want to set as keys generally. It doesn't always fail, right? Like if we just had win options, this would work fine. But the problem is we don't always have that. Right? Sometimes we need to put like actual string values as a key. That's why I picked this example. So that's where I'm thinking if we want to have an arbitrary key, you go here. I don't know. CSS. I don't even know what you would call it. Like, does CSS have... We'll just ask ChatGPT, I guess is fine. Okay. Does CSS have anything similar to a map or dictionary construct in the language? I usually watch for 1 hour and leave when I can't stand looking at the color scheme anymore. Then I play chess race, not very good. Nice. Nice. Use JavaScript. No, that's not what I want to do. What, I don't know, like syntax does CSS have for various different kinds of data structures? I don't even know if that's... Nix could be better, but CSS is funnier. Lists. Yep, I know we have lists, comma separated lists. That's fine. Functions. Selector could work. It seems super annoying though. Next is just CSS for nerds. Oh, that's pretty good. Media queries, maybe. Just use VS Code. It's easy. Pseudo class and pseudo elements. Okay, chats, hear me out. Maybe some of these could work. Is there syntax support for any other kind of data structures or data relationships? I'm wondering if we could do it with... I thought this chat was PG-13 and VS needs to be censored. I know. Mods? No mods. No mods. Configuring Neovim was easy. I could have used it. It was sadly not easy to knit Lua. Just keep using VS Code until I figure it out. Try kick start. Boochkarsh. Also, why are you switching between YouTube and Twitch? It's too confusing. Don't do that to me. At supports. Okay. Emacs is allowed, of course. You can use comments to hold the keys with special characters. No, we're not going to do that. Emacs is allowed. Emacs is actually open source and doesn't pretend to be otherwise, chat. So it's okay. So one option would be this. Hear me out. We could do this. What about key maps? Key equals Control H. False. This can't work, right? I also can't just put false here either. None of these work. Emacs is GNU Emacs, so it's more than fine. Exactly. Is there any way for me to do something similar to this, chats? Because this would also work fine. This is much more CSS-y. You know what I mean? Much more CSS-y. I can't do this either, which is a shame. Pointing equals arrow. Referring to it as Emacs is, in fact, GNU Emacs, or as I've recently taken call. Value. I mean, this feels gross, though. On the other hand, key maps. Okay. Value. Okay, this K and V. VS Codium. You're allowed to say it, but it is still masquerading as something that it's not. Okay, so here's option 1. This part's also fine. We could do this. This just does... You should have a bot timeout, people who write it out. We should. But I like to give people a chance, you know? Because this icon, this would be columns. This is for a table. Columns could just be this. There's really no reason columns couldn't just be this. That one works just fine this way. So for simple ones, we don't need to do this. We can just do columns, boom, boom, beam, boom, bop, beam, boom, bop, beam, boom, bop. This one is fine. Or this is like, this pulls it into a table. No reason to do anything different here. Okay, chat, we still need to figure this out. No one has any ideas of what... This one does kind of work, actually, though. We could do this. Oh my goodness. Nice. That's a good macro right there. Because the thing is, we can run multiple of these here, right? So I'm struggling to admit that this is CSS.
Code good.
He really does love listening to himself.
That's a good one, Johnny. I want it to be as CSXy as we can, you know? So I'm trying to think, what can we do? This one works for sure. This one... What can we put inside of this block? Can we do anything besides a block? Because this is called what? This is like some attribute selector or selectors. What can come after selectors in CSS syntax? Another groupings, nested rules, pseudo class, combinator, the main problem is, like, if we do at key maps and we go, I think this is an error, right? Yeah, because it can't have a string value here, and this is not valid. Yeah, so that just doesn't work. Most of the time, we can do this option, which is pretty cool. What you building? CSS to configure Neovim, of course. Like this one, so here we'll check this one out, right? This one would really be better as win options. Oh, but we can't even do this. Win options can't have. Oh, but I can do this though. Win bar. Right, this is valid, or no? No, we can't do this. Why do we have an error here? Oh, because... What? You're missing the... Oh, thank you. Thank you. But that still doesn't... Oh, at the end of this one? Yeah, I should make sure I've got... Do all of these need semicolons? I don't even know if these need semicolons. No, this one doesn't. This one doesn't. This one doesn't. At the end of a block, you don't need it, right? Not there. Yeah, not there. This one. This one needed one. Scopes don't need semicolons, only values. Okay. Win options. Wait, what is wrong with this though? Why can I not do this? This can't go inside of a block as part of a rule set, maybe. I don't really know all the rules. You know what I mean, chat? That's what we're trying to figure out. Like why does this one work just fine? But then this one doesn't. Try moving above the rest, see even something from before. Yeah, we can do that. It says that the error is after this block. Because this is I don't think we're allowed to do this. I think this is weird. Like it can't be in the middle of a block, right? Because this is it doesn't nest that way. Block, rule set. We need to have selectors and then a block. Right, so we can't just say have something. Yeah, because we're already inside of like a rule, right? So it doesn't work. I think that's like some SCSS thing that it can do that, nested rules, but maybe CSS doesn't support that yet. That's why we're getting an error. Because I don't think we should be allowed to do this, right? If we had plugins here and then we go like this. Oops. This is an error because we're not allowed to do this, right? In just regular plain CSS. Right, that's the problem. I need to do something like win options, right? You're sort of just nesting media queries. Well, I don't know. Wait, is it?
Made it properly tail recursive. Like, yes. OCaml is actually my favorite.
Oh, wait, is it something with this string? What? Is something with this string? Can these not be inside of here? Does this do something inside of CSS strings? Am I crazy? What a lithium? Because that's when the error happens. When I delete this, it says it's a declaration. Any significance in strings in CSS? Could be bug in CSS. Could be a bug in the CSS parser. Well, that would suck. Tree sitter CSS. Whoops. Could be that's just not allowed. Oh, true. Strings with braces in them CSS.
Made it properly tail recursive. Like, yes. OCaml is actually my favorite.
I don't. Third. Oh, tier 3. Dang. Thanks, Thurin. Appreciate it. Thank you. Chat, should we make, by the way, here. Let me find the tweet. Thinking we might need to make this the tier 3 sub alert sound.
Now, no longer are you necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house. It's
Did you guys
on
see this?
your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right? It's no longer in a physical place. So you're now no longer.
It doesn't exist in a physical place anymore, chat.
Longer are you necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house. It's on your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right? It's no longer in a physical place.
The thing that cracks me up too is the interviewer going, mm-hmm. Why is he saying mm-hmm in the middle?
You're now no longer are you necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house. It's on your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right? It's no longer in a physical place. So you're now no longer are you necessarily keeping those private files.
That's why some days the internet is faster and some days it's slower. When it's cloudier outside, you have more clouds, your files get there quicker. It only makes sense. I'm sure this is not unique to US politicians. If you think only the US has stupid politicians, then you're probably just not paying enough attention to your politics, chat. Okay? I don't want to know what she thinks the edge is, Hote. Does it mean my files will be wet when it rains? Well, they're in the clouds, so they're always wet, right? So just, that makes sense. Clouds move away takes longer. Exactly. The tubes, chat. It's filled up with tubes. Oh, man. That one cracks me up. Cracks me up. Is buying lands on other countries with... Okay. Anyways, I am thinking about that. That might need to be the tier 3 sub sound. I don't know. It's just too good. It's just too good. So if this is true, we're kind of screwed from the CSS parser, though. Because, like, what... Yeah, it just breaks. Oh my good. Oh, you want to know why? Okay. Can you not have these in strings in CSS? CSS string valid characters. Ah, sorry, chat. This site needs some strings. Strings can be either double quotes, single quotes. Okay. String cannot contain a new line. That makes sense. String cannot contain a new line. Yep. Possible to break strings over several lines for aesthetic or other reasons. Escapes with a backslash. Yep. Value defs. Is that where I am right now? Yeah, but we're trying inside of a string right now. But it doesn't say anything inside here that you can't have this. It's really serious. Of course I'm serious, chat. Of course. Just wondering if brackets may not be valid in rules anywhere. Right, but it's like, can you not put it inside of a string? I feel like it's a tree sitter CSS bug. You know what I mean? Like, oh, hey, we can do this. What is this? Key map. Can we go view options, show hidden? True. Oh, we would need to set a value. Okay, yeah. So that doesn't really work. Yeah, we might have to. We might just have to. Yeah. Let's check the examples, or not the examples. Let's check the test corpus here. I would think somewhere inside of here they have string, maybe. Yeah, there's just not that many tests for strings. We're gonna be ashamed that I know none of these stuff. Well, you don't need to be ashamed. Everybody doesn't know things at some point. Seems to work in browser. What do you mean, Johnny? Oh, in the... Oh, just testing tree sitter, you're saying? Tree sitter playground. What's up, Hamza? Test ABC works in my browser. Okay, so let's try... Does this have CSS inside of it? No, it doesn't. Bummer. Because I think that's the problem. That seems to be the problem to me, right? So let's go ahead... git clone... GitHub, tree sitter, CSS, depth 1, tree sitter, CSS. Test, do we have a test one? Tree sitter test. What? Why would this not work right out of the box? It seems crazy. Tree sitter version 0222. What version are they using? 21. 22.5. Okay. Which tree sitter? Cargo install tree sitter. Upgrade? Is this not gonna upgrade? Tree sitter version 0222. No binaries. Wait, what? Oh, right. Cargo install tree sitter Cly. There we go. That's the one that we need to do. I always forget that. Yep. Oh, hey, thanks. Unpronounceable. Yeah. Maybe we should program stuff in the stream. Help me focus. I'm currently developing an extension. Extension for what, Oliver? Yeah, this is definitely not stuff you need to know. That's a good point as well, Johnny. You've got an excellent point there. Make test. Okay, cool. So we just had an old tree sitter version there. That's fine. Okay, so then the next question is, if we go to corpus, Duggo, that's very funny. Strings. D. Hello. Make test. Yep. Okay. It's fine, chat. We'll just fix it then. That's fine. We don't want this on here. Anything that's not a new line or a slash and then a new line. So the problem is, my guess is that this is not, these are too low of precedence. We'll do geek. Regex 101 moment. Yeah, so my guess here, grammar JSON, look here. line 1474. Yeah, no. So this is fine. This part's still good. So it says anything that's not a new line or anything that's not a backslash and then a new line. This is good. This is what you would want to do. Start single quote, anything that's not a single quote or a slash with a new line, and then a single quote. Both of those are good. That's what you want to do. When we look for string value here, this is right. The problem is the precedence is too low, I think. Because where do we have string value here? We say, hey, any, we probably don't want it to be a selector. A value. Like this probably needs to be a higher precedence than something else, right? Because my guess is we have precedence for some of these other ones and they get left behind for, this is a Monster Cat Chill playlist. This song is Slander and Said the Sky featuring JT, Roach, Potions. It's a good song. So I'm kind of tempted to just say string should have the highest precedence possible, right? So let's say we go choice of this, and let's go here. Let's make a new option right here where we say that this should be, I don't know, 10. Right. We want this to be as long as possible for a string, and everything else gets deleted. And then string value should go here. Make test. This probably will not do this, so we need to do make. I think keyword needs to be first. Well, if it's inside of a string, it should always bind to the entire string, right? So it's only going to match if it's already a string. Do I do make all? I don't know. Make CSS. Tree sitter build, I think. Tree sitter generate. Parenthesize value. Oh, did I miss one here? Choice precedence here. Oh, whoops. This needs to be here. Okay. Make all. Maybe that was what went wrong before. Okay. Make test. No, so we still don't get the string value that I was hoping for here, right? So this one still doesn't work for the corpus for, that was in declarations, right? I can never remember if this is make all, make test. Parenthesize value, sequence 1, sep 1, binary expression. Yeah. So that's where I feel like the I still don't know. It doesn't seem correct because where do we have like block, repeat block item, string value? It's not a selector, so that shouldn't be the problem. Because this should not be an error, right? This is exactly the same as the other ones, right? B, C, D. We have this. If we change this to here and we go make test, then we'll get declaration, property name, string value. That's what we want to do. So we can go tree, sitter, test, update. Okay, so that's what we want to see happen. Make test. Okay, right? But when we add this in here, whoops. I think I just scuffed it because I need to go back here. Tree, sitter, test. Yeah, okay, sorry. I forgot to update this file. So when we add this back, we should still just get that it's a declaration of property name. This is not a broken string. Couldn't understand how can I configure different plugins. Did you watch the Kickstart one? That one should give you a lot of info, I feel like. Left 10. Make all. Tree sitter build. Is that the... I can never remember if it's build or generate. Oops. Yeah. Well, that's pretty annoying. Like, how can that possibly not... How can that possibly match against anything besides string value? And it should be higher is better, right? Dang. I can also just make an issue. Maybe somebody more familiar with the grammar would be able to solve this. I thought it was gonna... I was hoping it would be something as simple as just saying, like, this value needs to be high precedence. I'm not sure. Thanks, Arbit. Because why... I really don't know why this wouldn't match. Well, we can do this. I'll just make an issue, and maybe someone will solve this. Otherwise, we can try and solve this later. Issue. Bug reports. Bug. String. This breaks string values. Yeah, did you check existing issues? I have. I've searched this already. I did already. Tree sitter version. Whoops. Version. Describe the bug. Let's go to here and... Oops. No. That's not what we want to do. If you start with something like this, similar to the test in the corpus, but then change the string to now include a token, it errors. Tree sitter. I should just undo like everything inside of this file. Make all tree sitter test. Update. Oh. I guess we can't. I'll just screenshot this to show it then, I guess. It errors like... and then this was like this. I'm not sure if this is a CSS feature or if I'm just or if it's a bug in the parser. It seems to be a bug in the parser, though. Described above. It should just return a string value without error. Hello. Okay. Oh yeah, I spelled corpus wrong, but it's fine. I see GTV about comp, but I'm clearly too new to understand. But have you checked the Kickstart one? That's a good place to start if you're feeling noob in general, Guido. Okay, well, we did our best to do this. We will just suppose that this gets fixed at some point, and we'll go back to doing our thing. And we'll hope, like I said, we'll hope that that gets fixed later. Because I don't know why that's broken. Okay, so we just happened to choose a pathologically bad example. Classic exploring on stream. Because apparently it can't parse these with left braces in them. Okay, let's go back to doing this then and see if we can get this working. Can you do multiple of these? This doesn't work, does it? No. Can you have multiple of these inside of the same thing? No, you can't. Just use... What? Comp was/is hard for me as well. I suggest you a pre-made comp configuration. Yeah. Yep, comp is a bit complicated for sure. This just isn't a thing, right? Okay, so... Would running TS in a different process altogether some inter-process be a viable solution? It's possible to do. I think Zed wrote some really interesting thing about it not that long ago. That was really cool. Arbit. Where they run it, but they share a bunch of the memory. Oh, I see. So you would go key, val, false, like this. Right, and then you could just do this together with an empty block. Can you do this? This doesn't work. There's just like, it's confused now. It thinks that these two things are together, right? How do I install or use the file tree on the oil Nvim thing? Right. We can also do this, right? So we could say key maps, key value. This would be one way to do it. Not in love with this way. You know what I mean? Not in love with this way. Can I just say false? Does it say attribute name? This won't work, right? Okay, so I would need to set it. Yeah, we would have to do like this. Although I get... Oh, right. The problem we're trying to solve right now... Problem to solve is some keys are not valid identifiers, right? Because this is a plain value of false, so that's good. That's what we want to see. So for some of them, this is really easy. Like key maps, win option, false. A bunch of these will work just fine. View options. For other ones, I want to just do this. View options. And we just say like this, and we say show hidden, false, or true. I actually like this one a lot better than this version, right? We don't need to do this. We can just write this. This is way more CSS-y. CSS-y. And win bar, we can do this one, but it's just broken by happenstance because strings are broken. Oil, win options. Yeah. Strings are only broken with those brackets though. Maybe we can change our own string eval syntax. No, it's okay. We'll just wait for, like, it's okay. It should get updated at some point anyways. It'll be okay. I'm not super worried about it. You don't type those very often in strings, so hopefully they'll sort that out later.
Recursive, like OCaml is actually
Tier 3
my
Muriel.
favorite.
Hey, thank you for the tier 3 6-month streak. Appreciate that. Very much appreciated, chat. Or we just run dot replace r escape syntax afterwards. Yeah, that is maybe possible. We could load it up into a buffer and stuff. It's a little bit more complicated than that because we're gonna have treesitter parse it based on the buffer, but it's okay. We can maybe do something there. So I don't really love this one. This one's so much extra typing. I'd rather, honestly, at that point, I would rather do this and go like this. This one is nicer to me because it's like kind of like a key. So it's like, oh, we're going to list the things inside of it. We have key and we have value. Right? I like this one the most of the options that we've seen so far. If it doesn't have to do this, right? If it doesn't have to do this, you could just say example true. So this is only for when you have to do goofy syntax, right? So only required for invalid identifiers, right? Identifiers, which is not all that often. Normal method here, right? And you can just set things to be what they need to be. If it needs to be nested, then you just do a example and go like this. Hello. True. Right? Because we can't do this. That is an error. Can't do this. We have to do no colon there. Which is fine. I think that that's okay. How long until you're ready to bring the new child on the fishing trip? Maybe baby can come with us, you know? Except I don't think I want to meet you guys. You guys would be bad influences. Okay, so these all seem good, actually. You have no idea. You have no idea who or how I am. True. I could be amazing. Oh, I already said baby's name's Mordecai. That's fine. You're all right, Dan. That part, I'm going to say the kid's name anyways at some point, so that's not a big deal. Leaked. Yeah. Doxed. What can you do, chats? I'm still stuck on this friend thing from earlier. I know. Pretty crazy. Okay, so I'm thinking we go here, chat. What do you think? We can also do this for this is list of things. But you don't really need this because you can just do this. But in case you need to do something goofy with the list, you probably cannot do this, right? True. Something. True. You cannot put this inside of here, right? Yeah. So if you were going to do that for columns, you would have to do kind of like the goofy option here. Goofy list will look like this, and it would say like icon, and then you would have something like this, and you would say columns. Does this work? Column, true. Oh, nice. Okay, so this works for all of these. We can just go like this. That's totally fine. Oh, this should be a semicolon here. Should be a semicolon here, or no? No, not for CSS thingies. Another. Maybe even semicolons. Oh, we don't need it because it's a scope. Where does this start? This is another post CSS statement. Another post CSS statement. At rule. Oh, right. Oh, interesting. At rule. Oh, they're a different thing. Oh, I see. It's been a lot since I do a lot of CSS developing like extensions. Oh, yeah, cool. I like the name. Thank you, Tinkering. My Alexa person for my compiler using for transpiling CSS to squeal. Can we write the front end, back end, database worker, and editor all in CSS? The problem is a lot of it is pretty annoying for like simple things you want to do. Like there are some parts that are nice, but it doesn't have a good map syntax. Right, where you just take a string and map it to some values. It doesn't have a good one for it. Unless you always force the names to always have no special characters. That part is, otherwise is a little bit annoying. But we can do this. We can do this kind of goofy list option here. Here's how we do nested things. This can be key value. If there's only one thing, it just gets inserted. We're good. Okay. So let's see how far we can take some of this here, right? I'm back. Good. What's up, Nino? One sec, chat. Dan is on an absolute tear today. Dan, did you see? I think we made a lot of people mad today, which is good. Beep, bump, bump, bump. Did you see this one, Dan? People always say use the right tool for the job. That's why I let my newborn use VS Code instead of Neovim. I care for my kids. That's why I let them play with age-appropriate toys. If you can't take a joke, you're probably a VS Code user. By this time in the thread, VS Code users probably just asking Copilot to summarize this for them and write a mid-response that they think is hilarious. What up, Bash? How's life? We got him. We got him. Bash, will you come back to Neovim if you can configure it with CSS? This looks great. Well, I'm using use, and you should too. Oh, that's funny, Dan. That's a good one. Because that's what we're getting close, Bash. We are getting close. We can already install plugins and set them up for you. We can do key maps and options as well. So we're pretty far. CSS is just production nicks. CSS is just nicks with users. Boom. The Easter eggs in Photoshop, Theo using .gg. Oh, nice, Dan. I didn't look closely enough for that one. Can you please explain how are the great plugins made from scratch? How are these great plugins? Like this one? I wouldn't necessarily describe this one as excellent. Can I highlight GraphQL templates in TS files, please? Yeah, of course. One sec. We see my colleagues next can fix something 10x step by using the same setup. Smart. The nice thing is, Bash, it will literally be the same setup for once. You know, like normally they're not the same setup. You can't actually copy it, but with Nix you actually can. Is there any possibility to use nerd font icon in HTML? I don't know. I don't see why not. It's just a font. Won't it work? Is that on my stream PC? Huge. Big if true, Bash. Big if true. All right, so let's see if we can figure out what's going on here, okay? Right? Because what we're gonna do here is have you ever played Mahjong? I have, but it's been a while. Last time I played Mahjong, I was in China. Unironically. That's the last time I've played. Which was 4 or 5 years ago now, I guess. I think it's going to be my favorite if I can make a custom UI with it. I don't know if you're going to be able to make custom UI with it. That's not really the goal. We're sitting with all old ladies. One old lady, one like back. No comments. Moving on. Moving on. Okay, so inside of this block here, we have a pseudo-class selector. Joshua, hey, thanks for the raid. What are you up to today, Joshua? Be right there. 1 sec again, chat. Sorry, chat. Mini doggo emergency. She had some weird owie from outside. But she's good. Wiped it up. Nothing. She's fine now. So it's just weird. Anyways, she's good. Okay, we're back. Sorry. Okay. BTE, what? It's Mao Zhang. What? There's been more comments than code. It's basically a giant tutorial. That's exactly the goal. Yep. It's Jane Street. They came knocking. They said, right, camel for us. Okay. There was a video in which you trash Prime and react to TikToks. Where did it go? Can't find it anywhere. Prime might have removed it. I don't know, though. He probably didn't want to have any history of being associated with trash dev. You know. Understandable. Okay, so let's try and do something where we just get this one. This one should be easy. We should be able to go to setup here, which is a selector pseudo class selector. Failwind. Plugin config. Evaluate plugin config. Right. So we've got this plugin config here. Setup. So this is only if it's a simple one here, right? So it was on Prime channel. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what happened to it or not. I would assume that it would have been on the Prime time if it was there, but I'm not sure. So this is evaluate setup. Plugin setup, right? So this is sort of where things are a bit different. We can go, local evaluate plugin setup, and here, return this here like this. This is basically all the same thing here. Okay, we don't need this. That's not there anymore. So we should have plugin config node. So basically, the thing that we want to do now is when we get set up here, we want to know, are you just a... For here, it's a declaration with these two here. So actually what we can do is we can say local setup is this. And then we can say... because this is just a list, so we can go vim.list extend here, and then we can do setup like this, and that should still work. Awesome. And so this is not actually depend. This is actually a failwind.plugin setup, and class failwind plugin setup can either be so we should do this should be local default setups is this, and we can go vim.table map funcster and this here, boom bop boom, return. This is just going to be something like module is stir, ops is nothing, like this. And then this can be default setups here. And this would be field field module string. So that's the name of the field, or the name of the thing we're setting up. At field ops is a table. We don't really know what it looks like otherwise. So that should be good. So when we do that, we should get op module. Yep. Nice. Great. So mini trail space with no options, mini AI, no options. Wonderful. So now we need to try and do local custom setups. And that's going to be, I don't know yet. We have to figure out how we're going to do this, right? But this means we're going to look for everything with a rule set at rule, right? That's this. Yep. Where we've got equal. Well, this isn't going to work because this needs to be rule sets. This is the selectors. Selectors. Sudo class selector. Sudo class selector. Okay. And whoops. Class name. At name. We'll just delete this. We'll say at name and we'll say setup. So that should be this. Wonderful. See, so now we're only doing this, right? And so we should have an argument that's a string value. This should be setup and setup. That's awesome. Then we should have arguments and string value, and this is at plugin. So that should be oil. See you, Slendy. Thanks for hanging. And now we have the actual rule set here. We can go here and go. Then it should just be a block. At block. Yep. And that should be right here. Cool. So this is what we're going to iterate over to fold and get everything working. So when we yoink this and we go over to Failwind, and we can get, let's say, local. This is plugin setup query, CSS, and then this. Okay, so that should be good. Because this will get us the block and the plugin, which are the two things that we want from this. We should be able to execute this against here, right? So we can go for this, something like that. Yep, plugin setup query here. We can go print user data, user data, user data. Perfect. So that should be just this one, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are we getting set up here? Yo, what up? Wait, does that make sense? Iter matches. Rule set selectors. Plugin config node. Why would we be getting... Oh, no. It's that we have one match with 3 items. Yes. Okay, great. So then we can go local plugin setup name is... What did I call the query again? Plugin. Oh, we can say module name. Let's actually change this to be setup. Let's change this from setup here. We'll call this module name, and then we'll call this module config. And so let's go back to here and go to module name is get capture here, and local this is actually IDX, and module config IDX is here. That's awesome. And so we should be able to do local module name is this, and local module config is this. This one won't work yet, so let's just go ahead and print module name like this, and so that should give us oil. Awesome. So now we need to, let's try and just handle this one here. So I'm going to just put the rest of these inside of not Okay, so now we should just probably have this columns and icon, right? So what can we do here where we have module config like this? Let's just print, just to make sure we're actually getting the local module config text is here. Yep, that's great. And module config text. Cool, so we get the icons. Awesome. So what do we need to do now? What we need to do now, chat, is we're going to iterate over all of the children here, and we're just going to try and evaluate these together. This is basically like evaluating this block as a table, right? So we basically need yeah, we can try this. Local eval block as table. Maybe we don't need the same function or not. I don't really know, but we need to turn this into a Lua table. This is the simplest. Let's just do even the simplest. Let's do even simpler than this. Flag true, right? So this is like we have some flag and we want to just turn this into a table with flag set to true for this block. Okay. That should not be super hard to do. Famous last words. Famous last words. But okay, so we get this node here. What are we going to do with it? We're going to do local module config is eval block as table. And we're going to parser buff number and this. So we should be getting, in your opinion, if boot.dev were to, in the future, incorporate a Nix course into their many courses, what would it make the most sense to place it in Young Learner's Path of Learning and why? I would put it like after Docker, maybe, just because they have Learn Docker, right? And say like, if you hated Docker, maybe you'll like this instead. This is actually setup node. Or we'll call this module config node. Okay, that's fine. Return this. Okay, so then here we should be able to do print module name and then vim inspect module config. That should work, and we have nothing here. Awesome. But I have no idea. Also, I don't really know anything about Nix, right? So I'm probably the wrong person to ask. Can anyone explain what's going on? Like I'm 5? What if no Lua? What if CSS instead? Why? For memes. Yes, there will be a package manager included. I think there is isn't there a Docker course already? I don't remember. So, all right, so the first one is we're going to iterate over all the children. So let's go ahead and do something where we just go result is this, return result. And then we're going to do child node. Child node 1 user data. Yep, awesome. So that's here. So we should have a declaration. Let's do this. So this is here, and we can go here and we can say local child is this. And let's go here and say child type. So hopefully we see declaration. Wonderful. If, so we can say local child type is child type. If child type, nope, that's not what we want. Declaration, then end. So that
Bluetooth device is ready to
if we have a declaration here, we should have a property name and a value. Property name and a value. Property name and a value. Bash. Good. She's just more about getting ready to code than actually coding. What? We do. I might have to write for a company DSL. Oh, sweet, Clam. That'd be awesome. Does this come from the fact that Gleam's dev tried that before Gleam? No. We found that out while we were working on this. Louis told us he tried to do that as a thing. While we were doing this monstrosity. So if it's a declaration, we should have a local declaration count is child name named child count. If declaration count is 2, then what are we going to do? We're going to say, okay, we need to get local property name. Local property is this. And let's go ahead and do... We already have property name as a thing, right? In eval this. I think we can do evaluate CSS here. Parser, buff number, and this, right? And then local property value is this. And then we should be able to say property name, property value. Yeah, let's try that. Declaration, flag, and true. So easy, chat. So easy. So now we just go result. Property name is property value. Oops, like this. Properties must be strings. Something like this. It should be fine. But we definitely don't need that now. It's already been asserted. I don't think this can ever return nil. I don't know. I think it's okay. So now we should have... That didn't do anything. What we should be using eval block as table. Yep. Module config. Oh, right. We need to say... So I think in that case we go table inserts custom setups module ops like this. And we should have custom setups table insert. Yep, that one needs to go here. We'll go like this. And then we need to go vim list extend custom setups like this. So looked at the name, Failwind. That's kind of funny. Thanks, I appreciate that you think it's kind of funny. How to get terminal to compile and run C++ automatically? You could use like a file watcher. I don't know. Depends on your project structure. But look at this, chat. Flag equals true. So now if we switch this back and we change this instead to columns icon, I think this will fail because we don't know how to do grid values. So if we get evaluate CSS rule, if the type is a grid value, else if is grid value, then... So grid values look like this. Grid value and then a list of them. What happens if I have multiple of these? Hello. These have to be comma separated. Doo-dee-doo, doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Okay. So now we need to get the children. Local child count is node name child count, and we can do local values. I guess we could do child iter or node iter named children. What is it? What type does I think this is? Iter children. Really? Just iter children? Okay. What does it take as a TS node? Okay. So now we can do, why don't you use Arch Linux? I have a wife and 3 children. Doesn't that tell you everything you need to know? I've only got time for Pop OS. You know? Okay, so the children of this should all be here. So we should be able to say table insert values. This is the child. Iter children. Fun TS node. What? Iter children. Iter children. Iterates all regardless of this. Well, what is the function? Self TS node function. Does this not... Oh. Iter children. Ooh, do we use this in a for loop? Is that what we're supposed to do instead? For node in iter children like this. Do end. Is this right? This is child. I see. Oh, that's nice. It's even better. Unknown CSS value. This needs to be named children. I pairs like this. We're still chasing. Well, I haven't even streamed since last time, Ed. Well, I didn't really do anything. We had a baby. I guess my wife did. You know what I'm saying? But like I was there. I don't want to overstate my, how much I did during labor. But I was there, I was there. I was encouraging. I was the doodla. Describing pair programming or giving birth? Yeah. It's a good question. Cheerleading. I was a big time cheerleader. Okay. So there we go. So now we have grid value. So when we have this, we have icon and hello. This does great. Wise move. Thank you. I'm very hesitant to overstate how much I did. Okay, so next one is rule set. So I think if we do this, it'll just skip those. That's fine. Support Tailwind CSS. Well, that was so loud. Yeah. Support Tailwind CSS. Well, this is Failwind. Okay. This is Failwind. Okay, so if it's a declaration, we're going to do this. If it is a rule set, else if child type is rule set. Nice. Now what are we going to do? We're going to evaluate this as a table. Yep, we're going to evaluate this as a table. And we can go result. We need to get this name. So selectors tag name. We'll just put testing for a sec. Equals evaluate block as table. We need this block. So that needs to be the second named child. Child named child 1. Oh, it worked! Look at this. It's so nice, chat. It recursively, it's just calling its own self because we're making tables into tables. We could just call itself. Now we got testing, show hidden. So now we just need to get the name, right? So this is property value. Local property value is this. Local property name. This doesn't really work. I guess maybe we can do this. We could probably make this be fine. I think that this is a pretty reasonable thing. So it doesn't know how to do a selector. That's fine. That's totally fine. I don't mind. I'll teach you. We support lobotomized owl operator. I don't even know what that is. If you drove her to the hospital, I did drive. Yep. I drove. So that's something. Is rule set. No, it was selectors. Selectors. Then, this should just be one thing here. So I don't really know. Maybe we should do this differently, but it should just be return. This is probably not that good of an idea. Vim, tree sitter, get node text, node buffer. To do this seems questionable. So what's the roadmap? Neovim become React web app? Yes. That's everything I wanted in life. View options hidden is true. Boom. No, the roadmap is this seems pretty funny. That's all we have as a roadmap. CSS go burr. Exactly. We're not really using CSS like CSS. We're using it as a config language, right? It's like it's just a static declaration. That's it. That's the only like part about it that's interesting, right? All right, the next thing we need to do is this option, which we don't know how to do yet, which is fine. It'll just skip it. So when we're here, we get an at rule. We have an at rule. So Lua is deprecated. Lua is not only deprecated, it's canceled. Will you do the whole cascading part of CSS? I don't know yet. I'm not sure. We're just memeing as he's writing Lua. True. I already got canceled today for this x.com post, I'm sure. So it's fine. It's game over, chat. It's game over. Can I just do this? I can do this. I don't have to do... Oh, this one's fine. We actually don't need to do this yet. I think... You okay? Oh, I'm better than okay, chat. I'm better. Key maps. Okay, so we get key maps. We get eval block as table. So now we need to figure out how are we going to do this. We have a bunch of post CSS statements with at keywords. Okay. Eval block as table. Yep. We have post CSS statement, right? That's what we called it. Post CSS statement. Error. Oh no. Great. That's exactly what we want. So we should get an at keyword. An at keyword. Local keyword is Vim, tree sitter, get node text, name child 0, buff number, print keyword. So I'm hoping I get yes, nice. If keyword is at this, then okay, so we should be able to evaluate this whole thing as a property name and property value, right? So if okay, so this should be, so we're here. This is the 0th, then here's the first and the second. Okay, so if local child count is child name count, if child count is 2, then property name is this, and property value is this, and this. Else, if child count is 1, then property, no, we'll just do this. And we'll do, whoops, table insert, result, and property value. Okay. Else, and error, string format, unknown post CSS statements. Okay. Unknown post CSS statements. Three. Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. And then there should be 1 and 2. Yep, that makes sense. Chat, look. We got him. We absolutely got him. So what does this mean? What does it mean? We got them binds. This means right here. Thank you, Lample. Okay, I got an idea.
If you want entertainment, go and watch clowns.
Go and watch clowns. We go here, setup. We go Vim, API, Nvim, Nvim. We need to automatically source all the CSS files. That's kind of like what we need to do at startup, but we'll try a different option first. CD config. Make dir css nvim fail css nvim cd css nvim. Here we go nvim init lua vim dot op dot rtp plus equals home tj devries plugins css nvim. We should change that to failwind nvim, but that's fine. We'll do this for now. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I can't do this. Append here. Okay. And then what are we going to do once we have this? We need to add ourselves a new. Oh, first thing we need to do is we need to go here. We need to go here and we need to remove this. And then we need to. Oh, this isn't what we want to do, right? We need to do m dot evaluate buff number end. M dot evaluate is function buff number. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to load a file. Actually, no. We want to go like this. We want to go like this. Eval, and then this is some file name here. This is file name. File name. Okay. Boom. So when we evaluate a file name, we'll be able to do this, right? So when we load this up, we can go require failwind dot evaluate init.css, right? That's what we want to do. And so then we need to make a new init.css here. And let's go ahead and we'll just yoink everything here for this CSS file. So now we do nvim app name equals css nvim unknown rpt. I spelled rpt wrong. Nice. rtp. No parser for CSS. Oh, true. We need to install it. I didn't think about that. We need to install the CSS tree sitter parser for you to get this out of the box. I'm trying to think what the easiest way to do this without nvim tree sitter is. For right now, I could just say, where are my parsers? Nvim tree sitter. Okay, well, we'll just vim.op.rtp append home tj devries local share nvim local share nvim lazy. Is it in lazy? Lazy nvim tree sitter. Boom. Did I really do that again? Did I really do RPT again? I did. Wow. Professional nvim maintainer here. No parser for CSS language. Okay. I think we probably also need to do tree sitter like this. We probably need to do something like nvim tree sitter setup. We'll have to sort that out later. No parser for CSS. What? Why does it not? TS install CSS. Why is it not in the... Where does it install them then? Plugins, local share Neovim lazy Neovim tree sitter. I thought it put them inside of parser here. Is it not? Don't I not have? Wait, where is my CSS one? What? Where does it go? Oh, it goes here. Oh, it goes here now. Local share admin site parser. Oh, that makes sense. It makes sense that it goes here. That does make sense that it goes here. CSS. We'll just yoink this and take this to local share CSS Neovim site parser here. Boom. Okay. So now we should have this. Oh. Oh, I didn't do anything with them yet. Ah, okay. We're so close. We're so close. And then I gotta go. Tailwind. Okay. So once we have this plugin spec, what do we need to do? We can go here. We can say local plugin spec is this, and then we can say, what are we gonna do for, and let's go. We want to yoink both of these. We want to go deps dot add plugin name. Not like this. Does this spec and opt? Oh. Add plugin current session. Make sure plugins notes options. Add plugin. Plugins present on disk. Register spec and current. Make sure plugin will be used in current session. If not during setup, source all after plugin. Okay, we'll try that. Let's see what happens. Oh, I think it's installing them. So why did that not? Let's just do it this way, and then let's go require. Wait. So then we have the setup. Oh, wait. So now we need to go for this plug module, right? Because this is a string and no. Oh, pairs in plugin setup. This is a list. Oh, no. Okay. So we can do this. We can go require setup.module setup.ops, right? This should be some table and that should be some string. Okay, let's try this again. Chat, it works. This is oil. So it installed oil and set it up. Right? It installed oil and set it up right now, right? So if we go back here and if we open up this CSS file here, right? See how we have number and relative number? If now we said relative number is false and we open this up again. Look, our config is literally in CSS right now. Like it's in CSS. If I go, if I make 3 of these, see how I keep pressing right bracket and the global values counting up? That's because this right here, this prints the global value. This is calling some goofy Lua. Look at chat. Look at. Right? And then we have mini trail space and mini AI. I don't know if this will like it just set up mini trail space. See this trail space here? That's because of this. Right? So I can do Lua mini trail space dot trim and then it will trim it. Chat. It's literally working. Like it's literally working. All I need to do is, so after this, what I want to do is minify isn't the right word. I'm going to put it all inside one file. So you can like curl this into your setup and it will do everything you need. You know what I mean? So that it's automatically, it's like, you know, it'll just automatically install. So you can do this, you could just do this, and you could configure some plugins with it all by itself. That's such a sinister laugh. I feel sinister, Bash. This is my init. You know what I mean? This is my whole init Lua. But it's not Lua, it's CSS. So then the next meme would be see how much of Kickstart we could configure with CSS. And then we can basically load Kickstart with CSS. You know? Like how much of Kickstart can we put in here? Because like all the options, we're not going to keep all the comments and everything, but like we can do almost all of these. Kickstart CSS. Yes, exactly. We're going to make Kickstart CSS. Because I can do almost all of these, chat. Oh, we haven't done auto commands. We'll have to think about how to do auto commands. But we'll get some nice stuff for this as well. We won't even need to set this up. But a bunch of these, this is easy peasy, chat. This is easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Acquired by Stripe, making money, you know? A bunch of these I don't care about the, like, events that they're loaded in. We're not going to do any of that crap. But yeah. Yep. We're going to do it. We'll do it, and then we'll see if we can make it even better, because it'll be very funny. Okay. I got to go, though. I need to go help my wife with kiddos and lunchtime. And then work on my C course. If you didn't know, I'm making a course about C, and it's really far. And we're going to release it this month, hopefully. Assuming everything goes fine. Hey, nice, Rishi. So, if you want to know more, you can check out the link, boot.dev/teach as well. It's good info. So, yeah. Okay, I got to go. Wow. Hey. Fancy meeting you here at the end of the video. Just go ahead, give it a smash. You know. Wow, the like button. You can make fun of me in the comments for that one. I don't even care because you made it to the end of this video. Thanks, everybody. See ya.